Welcome. On this video, I'm continuing to do service dog training with Tiny. I'm out again on the street, working on distractions and getting her to pace me. So I'm doing a lot of just kind of a multi-focused exercise. So what you see me doing here is stopping quite a bit just to make sure that she is paying attention and not trying to move ahead of me. At the same time, I am nudging as she's investing, as her head's turning, investing towards other dogs, other people, traffic. I am tapping her out of that as well. So, because again, as a service dog, Tiny needs to be focused exclusively on what her owner wants her to do. So again, same thing here. She wants to turn her head around a little bit. I'm just nudging her out of that. Forward. Continuing to use the pressure collar a little bit just to give me some extra leverage. Just begin back for phase 2. So continue to work on the relationship side of things as I'm starting to work on some task-specific training, such as picking up objects. So here, just a little bit of a couple tips in terms of the method. See her moving here. Is one of the things I would really encourage people to do is really with zoning in on this issue of the mind rolling forward. As you're walking with your dog, you should be able to really get a sense of when a dog is trying to move ahead at a certain level, and you're better off coming to a stop sooner, staying ahead of the curve of the mind of the dog. Otherwise, you get into a situation where you'll never get to walk at a really good level. You'll always be in a type of resistance mode. So even here, one of the ways to kind of really work on it is even at times stopping during your walk, like I'm doing here now, and just take one step, tap the leash a little bit to give, here I'm giving Tiny some advanced information. I want her to stop, so just kind of vibrate the leash a little bit as she goes into a sit. Can still continue to tap, if she's turning her head at the same time. Same thing, tap the leash a little bit. So by just doing a one step, it helps to really set this up in terms of bringing her mind to a halt, kind of a hard stop scenario where you're really working on fading in and preventing that kind of snowball effect where the mind of the dog is continuing to roll forward. And so what it is, the feeling like if you suddenly come to a stop, your dog's going to keep moving forward. So that's the thing that you have to kind of work on doing to get to a level where your dog is really focused on your pace. And when you slow down, or when you come to a stop, they're automatically going to do that. Now I'm going to turn here. Same thing. When you turn with your dog, you want to turn inward. So if your dog's on your left side, you want to turn to your left. If your dog is on your right side, turn in on your right. And this helps to using your body to help to guide and to assert a little bit of communication, some influence in terms of helping to still keep your dog beside you. So kind of somewhat of a blocking technique. It helps you use your whole body to help to advance the walk. So same thing here, Tiny. I'm just taking my time. So one thing really, another thing is to focus on when you're doing the walk is don't focus too much on how far you're going. Focus on getting focus on the mind of the dog, on how, in terms of the dog's mind investing, reaching out. Really focus on just getting a really good fade in. It's a fade in type exercise. And same thing too, when you don't let your dogs be sniffing the ground, because again, their nose are like their eyes, and so you'll fade out at that level. When you're doing the walk, have them go to the bathroom prior to, and then you're good to go. There's no excuses. Don't allow your dog to mark area this whole thing with letting the dog be a dog can be problematic because it can be all about control. So dog is expressing control through the walk, even with marking behavior. So here you want to really turn into its own little exercise, have your dog walking as a follower right beside. So here I'm getting close back to the house here again. So what I'll do is, I'm coming very close to the house, I'll just do my little one step again. Because sometimes the dogs will get very anxious and want to get back home again, and that's when you'll have real problems because they're trying to they want to get back quick. So here, kind of a good little exercise is to slow it right down, do your one step. As you get close to the house, teach your dog some patience, like I'm doing here with Tiny. And this is a great area here too because it's totally shaded in. We're actually under a tree. We have a tree blocking the sun, and we're walking. It's right after 6 o'clock. So here in Florida, especially, you want to avoid the the heat of the day. So, but here we're under some shade, and again, I'm taking my time, kind of finishing this part of the exercise with some really good fade in, really good pacing exercise here, tapping. And here's the thing, I can stand here and just kind of nudge a little bit. Traffic goes by, just take my time. Because here's the thing, if Tiny's owner's out with her, no matter where they're at, if they're waiting in line at a store or they are wherever, the dog really has to develop some patience. Just to hang out and just to cool her jets, so she's not, she has to learn just to remain a follower without seeking to want to move beyond the owner. So here, that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just kind of taking my time. So it's really helpful to take your time. Even here, I'm just being patient, because what dogs will do is, and this is kind of a test too, is I call it kind of like card counting. The dogs are amazing animals. They'll know. They'll be like saying, okay, well, Dale will move after 32.5 seconds, and after so therefore 33 seconds in, your dog really starts to get anxious and kick up, and that's how you need to take even more time in terms of fading in, teaching your dog some patience and control. So right here, what I'm doing is just nudging Tiny a little bit. Doesn't have to be looking at me, but I'm going for a little bit of inwardness as I'm tapping the leash. I'm just kind of tapping the leash a little bit. Even air scenting too. If you have a dog that wants to really start to air scent, you want to nudge the dog out of that. Okay, the dog's mind's jumping ahead, and basically what they're saying is, hey, I want to be able to go towards that which I know is ahead. You want to nudge them out of that, because again, that's one of the things with the kind of fading out. When you see dogs that have a lot of control issues, they'll really use their nose to air scent. They're really trying to check out what's ahead, and you don't want the dog doing that, because again, it's all related to relationship and control. There's a time and place for that if it's a task-specific thing that you're doing, but again, that's a conditional state. But it has to be trained that way. So you don't want a dog to be superseding what you want. It's all about relationship and making sure you're faded in. So again, here Tiny's doing really, really great. Beautiful dog. She's learning lots of patience as we continue to work through certain things. And the tree right here where I'm hanging out here is actually a massive oak tree where there's lots of squirrels that will come up and down that tree. So it's a great place to kind of hang out for a minute. So anyway, she's doing really well.